Okay, so we're going to look at the Puppet pin tool and use that to animate a character. So first of all, we want to set up the composition. So if you click on the new composition button, I'm going to call it Owl. Settings to default, so 920 by 1080, frames 29.97. Just duration, just set that to 10 seconds, and then OK that. Okay, and then the next thing we want to do is import in the Owl asset that you've downloaded. So if you right click on the project panel and import file, navigate to your assets folder, okay, and go to the Owl AI, so the Illustrator Owl file, select that, import as footage, that's fine, and then import that in. If it says import kind composition, we can set to composition here. We want it to be composition inside a composition. Layer size is fine. So this owl that we've just imported in will then drag down to the timeline. So that's is what's called a pre-composition now inside the owl, the main owl composition here. Okay. So we've got a composition inside a composition, so a pre-composition we call it when that happens. So we want to scale up the owl. So if we click on the owl layer and press S for scale, we can then scale it up using the values here, so it's sort of reasonably filling the stage. Okay, and then we're going to use the pin tool to set the pivot points, the animation points on the owl. So the Puppet tool, pin tool, is up here on the menu at the top. So if we click on that, and then we're going to set 3 points where the wing meets the body, 1 in the centre of the wing and 1 at the tip of the wing. We'll do that on both sides. Okay. The way this acts is quite similar to the warp tool in Animate. There are some similarities here, so you might recognise that. So to just see the pins we've created now, if you click on the owl layer and press U, you will see all the pins we've created here listed. So there's 10 in total. So you see the pins there from 1 to 10. Okay, so to do our first wing animation, just zoom in a bit on the timeline so you can see the frames themselves. So if we move the playhead to about frame 14, okay, so at frame 14, if you click on, with the pin tool, click on the owl to reactivate the pins if they've disappeared, and then we're going to drag this wingtip down to create a wing flap. I will do that on both sides. Okay, and then you will see if I move the playhead out of the way there, it's obviously auto created the 2 keyframes there. And then if we scrub back, you'll see it's gone from the original position now down to the wings down on those 2 pins there. Okay, what we can also do is just add a bit of an ease to the movement as we've done before. So if we just select, do that here. So we just shift click on the 2 keyframes on each layer and press F9. That will ease that wing animation movement slightly. Okay, so you've animated the wing flap here, so we've got the eased 2 keyframes here. So we're just going to copy those now. So you can just drag a selection around them, copy, and then if you move the playhead along so to about 1 second, and then paste again, and then again move to about 2 seconds, paste. Then you can select all of those and move along and paste. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing there, and then if we scrub back we can see we have a nice wing flap animation. The final thing we want to do is animate the position as well. So if we click on the owl layer again, press U just to compress all those pin layers, and now press P for the position layer. Set the position at the start here, turning on the timer, and then again, if we move the playhead to about 14 frames, and then with the selection tool here, we can just shift the whole position of the whole owl down. This behaves a bit like movie clips in Animate. So we're moving the position of the owl, but all that wing flap animation will still be, will still be playing independently of the move of the position change. So we're going to duplicate the position animation as well, so the owl kind of bobs up and down as it flies. So we'll copy, just as we did with the wing flap animation, we'll copy these two, move to 1 second and paste, 2 second and paste. Okay, and then select that, all those, and copy and paste all of them. Okay, and then we can very quickly complete the whole 10 seconds. So you see now, if we just test that, if we press go to preview here on the panel on the right here, expand that and press play, we can do a little preview there. We can do a full screen preview if you want, so if you click on the full screen button here and play, and it will play in the